Hey everybody, Ralph Graves here. Welcome to another episode. On this episode, I got to introduce you to a friend of mine. Usually I bring in people that I usually just meet and whatnot, but today it's a friend of mine, and I'm going to tell you how we met. Ladies and gentlemen, my friend, Rob Mitchell.
Hey, Ralph, how you doing, man? Good to see you. Thanks for having me on. Definitely appreciate it, for sure.
Man, thanks for being on the Unstoppable program. Guys, I have to tell you, Rob, you're the manager, general manager, district manager?
General manager of the Wawa convenience store in Cherry Hill.
He is what he said he is. And we met because of my coffee addiction. I show up every morning and Rob's there. I show up 6 o'clock, 6:15 in the morning. Rob's there. We chit chat, we talk about life, we talk about different things, but not just because he's the general manager there of the Wawa. Let's explain to my folks globally what Wawa is. Here on the East Coast, Wawa's from where? I know it's down in Florida. Is it from Pennsylvania to Florida?
It started out in Wawa, PA, which is out in Delaware County, PA. Yeah. And they're currently in 6 states. So it's a large convenience store in 6 states right now. So we have New Jersey, Pennsylvania, Delaware, Maryland, Virginia, and then in Florida.
Okay. So if you're not familiar with Wawa, it's kind of like Sheetz, right? I know Sheetz is popular. What else is popular nationwide that's kind of Wawa competitor? But I'm telling you.
Racetrack is down south.
Racetrack.
It's a much better version than a 7-Eleven. Okay. For those maybe on, the complete opposite side of the country, out West Coast, it would be similar to maybe like a Circle K. Okay. But just on a larger scale, driven by friendly customer service.
So you guys get the point. And I'm telling you, if Wawa shows up in your city, it's over for Circle K. It's over for Sheetz. It's over for Royal Farms. I don't even know if there's a 7-Eleven still near me because of Wawa. Wawa pops up, man, like every 5 miles. But it's sure. Not just a convenience store. It's a Wawa superstore. It's gasoline. It's the whole nine. So what I'm trying to say is it's a big operation. And what had me ask Rob to be on this program, Rob does some other things too we're going to talk about, to be as big as an operation it is, he's out front. And this show is about leadership, unstoppable in leadership. He's not a guy, he could sit in the office. He is out front leading the charge. I have seen him do everything from pump gas to make coffee to sweep up spills to whatever is needed. This leader he steps in, he leads by example. He is the epitome of servant leadership. Now, I know servant leadership is a buzzword today, but not everybody knows what it is. He leads by example. And so I had to have him on the program. And as we got to talk and whatnot, I found out he had done some other things. Rob, talk to me about your leadership style, man. Like was that learned? Was that trained? Is that something you have seen before? Talk to me about that.
So it's definitely something that I've learned and can attribute a lot of it to my parents and my upbringing, the values that they instilled in me. They're still, hardworking today, even 72 years old. They're still working. Mom and dad both are still working hard. Dad says he's semi-retired, but he's still working 4 days a week at a job and works even harder at home. So I definitely saw that from them, the upbringing, always doing whatever it took to provide, for his family and to ensure that we were all taken care of, and whatever that meant and whatever, hours had to be put in and hard work was needed. So as I grew up and as I, started working myself, and getting myself out there and advancing my career and starting my career and going through college and different things, that's something that I wanted to do. I wanted to be that hard worker. I wanted to be that leader that my team, whether it's, staff underneath me or even just staff alongside me, could look up to, wanted to be like. And as I got into a manager position and started with Wawa as a manager, I wasn't even hired in as a general manager. I was hired in as a manager in training and working my way up and learning different things from other managers that have come before me, and learning their aspects and taking some of the things that some strengths from each of them and trying to mold into my own and find my own way when I became general manager. And one of the biggest things was, and you and I have talked about different times, is I don't want to ask somebody to go and do something. I don't want to go and ask somebody to go and empty the trash or clean a spill or to go and whatever the case, take the trash out even if I'm not willing to do those things. Wow. And I want my team, no matter where I'm at, no matter what I'm doing, to see that I'm not afraid to get dirty. I'm not afraid to jump in. I'm not afraid to get in and help out wherever it's needed. I want you guys to have that same mentality and that same understanding.
Yeah. Now, has your team responded to that? It seems like they have. I know when I go in there in the morning, man, it seems like everybody is, and even rock and roll, and even some of the guys that you are training, when I kind of slide in there at night, they seem to have followed, like your way of doing things is there. Your stamp on the way you do things is there, even in your absence, man. So
absolutely. And I definitely, have heard that and have seen it. And, they don't know sometimes that I pop in and I see how they're doing, not to check in on them and what they're doing, but just see how things are going when I'm not in the store. I've also heard from other customers and even other Wawa people that have stopped through or, came in and visited, and said how things were going and this and that. And that's always good. I always talk with the team and it might be my picture on the wall because I'm the general manager of that store. But at the end of the day, we're a team and we're going to win as a team and we're going to lose as a team and we're going to celebrate those wins together. And, whatever failures we may have or losses we might take, they're going to be learning opportunities. They're not losses. They're just learning opportunities. Yeah. What can we do better for next time?
Yeah, I like that, man. I like that. So you adopted this and you're so talk to me about your typical day, because running because we're going to talk about your family construct as well. You're a busy guy. So I don't want to share it. I'll let you share it. So talk to me about your system for that day. What does it look like? You get up, because you're there at 6 a.m.
If I'm there at 6 a.m., I'm usually late.
Okay.
Because I'm usually there between 5:40 and 5:50.
Yeah, sure. I show up at 6, ladies and gentlemen. I said when I show up, he's already there. Yeah, right. Yeah.
No, yeah. Absolutely. So I'm usually up about 4:15, 4:30 in the morning, daily. Yeah. And up and at work and ready to go. Each day, I might go to and I always talk about this too with just friends and people that I meet. Each day, granted, yes, I'm going to the same store, the same location, but each day brings different challenges. Yeah. And whatever happened yesterday, whatever situation, whatever product shortage we came across, today's a new day. Yeah. And that day's in the past, and now it's a new day. I mean, that's how I look at it. That's how I start the day. Yeah. So, hey, take it head on, headstrong, whatever's needed, when I get to work. Do we need help in the coffee area? Do we have coffee ready, for the 6 o'clock rush that's coming? How does things look in the food service area? Yeah. Do we have food and breakfast ready, for all the workers and staff that are coming in to get their food and breakfast in the morning?
Listen, brother, I don't care about none of that. Long as that dark coffee is ready when I get there at 6, all that, me and you will always be cool. But okay, so
it's hot and fresh and ready for it.
Ready to go. Now, so we talked about the why, but this is the other part that I tell people about your home life and your construct, because I want unstoppable people to understand. We talked about Wawa, right? We talked about, some of us know the challenges of running a convenience store, just retail. So let's talk about the other phase of you, because we're going to tie it all together. Talk to us. Talk about, I know some stuff. Go ahead and tell me.
So outside of Wawa, as you mentioned, I am married. I have 4-year-old twin girls and a 17-year-old stepson. Wow. So definitely busy home life, being a parent, being a father figure, for my stepson, and being a husband and being there for my wife and for the family. The girls are full of adventure, and as crazy and as stressful as twins can be, and even just one child can be at 4. Having 2 of them and having their different challenges and the different things that they've gone through already in their life. And they were 6 weeks early. One of them she spent 14 days in the hospital in the NICU. Ella, she spent 32 days in the NICU. So that was, a rough start from the get-go. And it was life-changing for me. And that's coming home from work and dealing with everything at Wawa during the day, coming home and hearing them and hearing, oh, daddy's home, and the smiles and the running up to the door and this and that. It makes it all worth it.
Yeah.
It makes it all worth it for what we do and you know, for what I do and the hard work that I put in. So as stressful as it is, the smiles on their faces make it all that much better. I mean, heck, even this morning I got to see what it's like for my wife, who does it daily. And this is definitely a tribute to her for sure. But,
you
know, between getting lunches ready, getting them dressed, getting hair done, getting them off to school, everything that she does, I experienced it all this morning to kind of give her a break. I was home today. I'm off today. So I got them dressed. I did their hair. I got them to school. And, you know, in my head, did I think, did I get everything? Did I miss anything? Man, how does mommy do it? Luckily, the kids are very helpful, and they know, they're smart, and they know, hey, this is here, and this is what mommy does. They're very helpful in that aspect, which was nice today. But I got to see for sure what mom does, because again, she does it while I'm already at work, making sure that you have coffee
That's right.
on a daily basis, for sure. And it's like, it blows my mind. And, you know, I think back and I think about, you know, single parents and this and that, like they really don't truly get enough credit, for sure. And I really got to see that this morning. But no, my family, my girls, my stepson, parents, brothers, sisters, all a huge part of my life, and, you know, family oriented for sure. I spent 4 years living in California. This was, you know, pre-marriage and pre-kids, and but I miss my brothers and sisters and my family. You know, I was super close with everybody, and that was one of the reasons why I wanted to come back to the East Coast, was to, you know, to be around the family for sure.
Sure. So let's talk about this. Go ahead.
I was just saying, on top of all that, so when I'm not, you know, being a father and doing those things and spending time with the kids, when they go to bed at 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, I come down here to the office and I work on my my new self business that I just, you know, started back in May, called Designs by Dad. And it's custom apparel, it's custom designs, it's custom graphics, whether it's t-shirts, sweatshirts, mugs, coffee mugs, the tumblers, you know, drinking glasses, all kinds of different things. You know, I'm making and I'm putting together and having available for, you know, for customers out there to buy. And it's been a lot of fun. It's kind of been a stress reliever in a way, especially with everything going on in the pandemic and, you know, not going out as much and trying to stay at home and find different ways to stay safe. It's been fun, you know. Mom or wife Heather, she finds different things online and different shirts, and, you know, she'll see something on somebody's page or some internet page and, hey, can you make this? Sure. You know, can I, in the back of my mind? Not necessarily, but hey, let's give it a try. Let's give it a try.
Right.
And does it look exactly like you just saw? The font might be a little bit different. The color might be a little bit different, but the general scheme and the phrase of what you saw on the shirt, it's there, and you're happy and you love it, and the kids love it, and customers are happy, and it's been doing really well. Definitely a lot.
Let me ask you this,
for sure.
Graphic design, is that something you either always wanted to do? Have you done that before? Is it a passion of yours?
No, not at all. Never have done it before. I am truly the least artistic person there is when it comes to drawing or any kind of computer design, anything. Definitely not my forte at all. Heather my wife's a preschool teacher, and she wanted a Cricut for Christmas 2 years ago, I believe, maybe even been 3 now. So I bought it for her, and it sat in the basement.
What's a Cricut?
Sorry. So a Cricut is a vinyl sticker graphic cutting machine that does just about anything, pretty much. And it's pretty amazing how it works and operates. But she wanted it so she can make signs and different graphics and different fun things for her classroom that she would see other teachers have. So I got it for her, even in a pretty pink color that she wanted. And Ralph, when I tell you, it sat in the box in the basement, unopened, for a good 7 months. That finally I said, I'm going to try this. I'm going to figure it out. Let me tinker around and see what I can do. And either I'm going to make this work and we'll figure it out together, or I'll make things for you. And next thing you know, here I am now making t-shirts.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So it kind of just evolved. It kind of evolved, and I started thinking of different names. You know, I didn't want to just make a shirt and, you know, for a friend or somebody be like, where'd you get it from? Well, I did it. Well, no, let's kind of get more into this. So I started thinking about it and what other fun name out there and easy to remember, and designed by Dad. I'm designed a dad. They're designed by me. They're made by me. It's all fun for sure.
I love it. I love it. Now, with all of this going on, man, let's talk about work-life balance, man. Often, you know, it's a debate going on. Is there such a thing as balance? Is there such thing as work-life balance? Or, you know, then there's the other side of the argument that something suffers no matter what you do. What are your thoughts on work-life balance? We're talking to a general manager. We're talking to a father, a husband, a father of three, and we're talking to the world's latest and greatest dad designer. So how did you figure out? Have you come to grips? Have you figured out a work-life balance, or what are your thoughts on that?
So here's the thing with that. So even before the design company came about, when I wasn't working, I was taking classes and taking classes for my master's degree.
Okay.
The girls were born 4 years ago. I was just starting my master's program. So when they would get up for their 4 o'clock feedings, I would feed them and help the wife, you know, help Heather feed them. And then I would come downstairs and do homework while they went down and took a nap. Yeah. And they got up, and it was just a cycle that continued.
Right.
The store opened October 2017. Okay. So we're coming up, 2019. We're coming up on our 2-year anniversary in 2 weeks. A month before the store opened, I completed an Ironman triathlon.
Wow. Wow.
So
I didn't even know that. I would have talked to you about that too. I didn't even know that.
That's awesome. So here I am getting ready for the store to open, preparing mentally and physically for an Ironman 70.3 triathlon.
Wow.
And also graduating with my master's degree.
Wow.
All within a 6-week span. And it was a crazy 6 weeks. Now, fast forward, no longer going to school. Now just being a father, and the girls are more active now. They're older. They're in soccer, and I coach their soccer team. Then now they're in tumbling and they're learning gymnastics. Well, okay, so when I'm not at work and being the general manager, I'm technically always on call and always available if problems arise and this and that.
Yeah.
So what can I do if I'm not at work and I want to take myself out of the Wawa mindset? I would go for a run. I would go for a bike ride. Even if it's just taking the girls out for a walk, just something to do with them.
Yeah.
If it's super stressful day and it was a crazy, and we'll call it a bad day at work, I'll come home, and depending on how the day really was, will depend on if I go for a run with or without headphones.
Gotcha.
So if I need me time, I'll put some headphones in. I'll put some, a good playlist on, and I'll just go for a run.
Yeah.
Whether it's a mile, 2 miles, whatever, and however I'm feeling. If it's a really bad day and I just want a clear mental space, I'll go for a run with no music. And that truly does help for sure.
Wow.
So there's a lot of work-life balance. It's definitely important, and it's something we talk about with my peers and other GMs of the company. When we're off, granted we're on call, but we need that time off just like our team and our associates need off too. And now more than ever, because of all the different challenges that the pandemic has brought on between staffing and product and different things.
Yeah, it's
definitely more challenging now, but definitely we try and 2 days a week. And that's one reason why I wanted to get out of my job that I was in before Wawa, because I was doing 7 days a week, almost 3 to 4 weeks in a row. So without a day off, 80, 90-hour weeks. It was tough.
What job was that, if you don't mind me asking?
I ran, I helped run security for the sporting events here in Philadelphia.
Okay.
So for a large security company.
Okay.
Everything from the Eagles Stadium, Lincoln Financial Field, to Temple University, St. Joe's University. and even opened up the soccer stadium for the Philadelphia Union and ran their security for the first two seasons.
Wow. You got out of Eagle Stadium because I know you're a Redskins fan. So
yes, absolutely. And thank you for the Redskins fan and not the Washington football team fan. It is
right.
The Redskins
did I say that? Oh,
be.
man. Yeah. Whatever. That's another show.
I hope that's not edited out.
No, it'll stay in. Hey, man, I'm sorry. It is Washington Redskins. It is what it is. Let me ask you this, man. In the last 5 years, what new belief, what new behavior, or what habit has most improved your life in the last 4 or 5 years? Do you have a new belief, new habit, something you've done, new behavior?
I would honestly have to say becoming a father.
Okay.
Everything from, my wife and I did IVF, couple rounds of fertility, didn't work, weren't successful.
Okay.
Went through a lot. And then we finally, found out that we were pregnant or she was pregnant, and, she obviously did all the work.
Because I was about to say, man, you can't go from Washington Redskins to we were pregnant. Okay. It's either,
no, for sure.
You know what I'm saying?
Definitely
She was pregnant.
She was pregnant for sure, and definitely give her all the credit in the world. But seeing the girls, like I said, come into the world, and just, seeing them grow and develop day after day, month after month, now year after year.
Yeah.
Again, like I mentioned earlier, it's crazy. It's sometimes tough. It's sometimes difficult. But I also know at the end of the day, they're healthy, family's healthy. And as stressful and as things could be and are, things can always be worse.
Yeah.
Whether it's myself, whether it's family, whether it's friends, somewhere else, someone is having a more difficult time. And becoming a parent has made me realize that. And even after the past 2 years with the pandemic and everything, it's come to real life fruition more that family is everything.
Yeah.
Material things don't matter.
Right.
They're nice to have, they're nice to show and this and that. But at the end of the day, the kids are happy, they're smiling, they're fed, they have clothes, wife's happy, parents are happy, healthy, mother-in-law healthy, happy.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy. Son's doing great, starting his senior year of high school, looking at colleges.
Wow.
Everybody's doing well. It could definitely be a lot worse.
Yeah.
And someone out there is experiencing things that are worse.
Yeah.
I always look at the girls and, again, we did fertility and twins are stressful. Not even going to, again, try to sugarcoat it all. But I also know the outcome could have been more, and we could be having triplets or quadruplets and shaking your head, like thinking and saying our prayers. And again, that they mean the world to me for sure.
One question I like to ask most of my guests, man, I want you to give us some thought, man. We all experience failure. We know failure is not final. How has failure, when I say failure, maybe a setback, maybe something that I didn't qualify, or how has a setback or how has failure shaped your life? This is the Unstoppable podcast. So, that means we're going to get knocked down sometimes, but we got to get back
for
up.
Sure.
So how has some of that shaped your life, man?
Good question, actually. So coming up through Wawa, even so, the different ranks you have, the manager in training, you have the deli manager, you have the assistant manager, then you have a general manager in training. And I went through all those different things before finally becoming a general manager. And you start out in the stores that don't have fuel. They're just the regular old-fashioned stores. They're just there. But you got to start somewhere. And, wanting to move up and wanting to grow with the company, I've been there now 10 and a half years.
Wow.
But wanting to grow and get that fuel store and get to that next level, kept going to interviews, not getting it, being looked over. It's not your time. Yeah. Several interviews. And then the interview happened for Cherry Hill, which is a brand new store. Exciting opportunity. Here it is, great location. It's going to be built from the ground up. You're going to start from scratch. And getting that phone call, so finally, all the discouragement, is this what I want to do? Is this for me? Will I ever get there?
Wow.
Finally came true. So, I mean, it was, just taking those experiences, taking those difficult phone calls, those, hey, yeah, you didn't get it, being let down. Yeah, you didn't get it. It's not your time. And just learning from those interviews. Yeah, they weren't successful, but what could I do differently next time? And just taking those different things and just learning from them. I didn't look at them as defeats or as failures. It was just opportunities. And what can I do to grow, and how can I grow and work on for the next time? And sure enough, it did. It worked out. And like I said, it's been a great upcoming 2 years. Like I said, in 2 weeks, the store's been open, and it's been an interesting 2 years for sure. Everything from starting the business in the new location to 3 months in, starting the pandemic and going through that.
Man, what a story on perseverance, man. And I think, and I'm glad you said that, man, because some of my younger audience and younger listeners think that you're supposed to get it on the first interview. It's supposed to happen on the first try. We forget that sometimes it takes years to become an overnight success. We forget that there are a lot of doors shut before they are open. And to maintain the proper attitude, you did that, man. It's amazing to hear, man. You didn't let it get you down. You just kept knocking, and you didn't get a store that was already in existence. You got and I remember them building it. You got this store from the ground up, man, due to your work ethic, due to your perseverance, due to maintaining a right attitude, even when folks said no. So before we sign out, you have to answer this question for me. I always try to ask people a pretty fun question. One question is, if you could have a gigantic billboard anywhere with anything on it, what would it say and why? If you, Rob Mitchell, could have a gigantic billboard anywhere that would say anything, what would it say and why would it say that?
Cool. Wow, that's definitely a good one for sure.
Get down in your heart. I want to know what would your heart put on that billboard? It's not a right or wrong. You don't have to be deep. What is your heart? What would your heart put on that billboard? And why?
It would, honestly, thinking about it and being on the spot, I would have to go with, it says, "You're doing good. You are worth it."
Yeah.
You're doing the right thing.
Man, that's a great word.
Too many times. I mean, whether it's personal or friends, or you see on the news, someone's always out there wondering what they're doing.
Yeah.
If it's right.
Yeah.
The different struggles, daily struggles, not even getting deep into, mental health and addictions and all that different other struggles.
Right.
But everyone out there is dealing with something.
Yeah.
Everyone, no matter what, we're all dealing with something.
I say it all the time. Everybody is dealing with something, period.
Something. And it's all about how we handle it. And thinking back too, real quick, just to reflect on the perseverance part of it and pushing through. I always am a big believer, and I try to, even, the young staff at Wawa, there's always, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah.
There's always a time. It wasn't meant to be. Everything happens for a reason. I didn't get those other stores and I wasn't successful in those interviews for a reason. I didn't do so well in a race for a reason.
Yeah.
I may not know right then and there why. I might find out a few months later, hey, you're going to have twins, or hey, you're going to experience this, or hey, you're going to go through this situation.
Yeah.
But for whatever reason, and it goes for anything, anybody that's going through anything, whether they don't get a job, they don't get into the college that they really wanted to go to, anything, there's a bigger reason why. You may not know today, you may not know tomorrow, you may never know, but deep down somehow there's a reason that it didn't work out the way it was supposed to, or the way you thought it would, but it eventually will.
Yeah. I agree.
Sure.
I often say, man, that we don't go through things just for ourselves, man. We go through things for other people, so that when we get to the other side, we can say, hey, man, I was there. I know what
Absolutely.
I know what discouragement feels like. It may not be the exact situation, or it might be, but I went through that because I was there with you, man. I went through that to help you along part of your journey, man.
Yep.
Rob, thanks for being on.
What would your billboard say?
That nothing is comfortable. Nothing.
There it is.
It's comfortable.
Where would it be?
Where would it be? I don't know, man. Times Square, man. Times Square. Maybe Japan somewhere where we're massive. Nothing is comfortable. Press on. It's not going to be comfortable, but you keep pressing on. It's not going to be comfortable. Those 4 a.m. waking up, feeding those beautiful babies and studying, that wasn't comfortable, but you pressed on. I'm sure running through that triathlon and riding bikes and running and swimming, it wasn't comfortable, but you pressed on. Going through the process with your wife to have children, it wasn't comfortable, but you pressed on. So I'm a firm believer, man. Nothing is going to be comfortable. We can smile at the end of it, but the key is to press on, man. The key is to press on.
We'll get you a T-shirt for that says that.
Yeah,
a billboard, but we'll get you a T-shirt.
That's right, designed by dads. How do they find you, man? Because I know they want to support what you're doing. How does the Unstoppable audience find Designed by Dads? And how can they get that T-shirt? And can they get a promo code to get 10% off? How can they get that T-shirt?
Absolutely, for sure they can. All they do is mention Unstoppable. They can definitely get a promo code for sure and save a little discount. Instagram, Designs by Dad. Facebook, Designs by Dad. It's actually on Google now. You can just Google Designs by Dad, comes right up. There's an Etsy page, Designs by Dad. There's a shop with different shirts available. A lot of it too, though, is I try to put up different designs, on the Instagram page and the Facebook page, but a lot of it is friends, customers, anybody will reach out and see something. Hey, can you make this? Or,
so they can order a custom design, kind of like Mitchell and Ness back in the day. They can order a custom design by Dad. Yeah.
For sure. Not definitely nearly the quality of Mitchell and Ness, but no, absolutely.
But we're getting there. We'll get there.
Right. And like I said, a lot of it is, it may not be the same font. It may not, be the same color of the shirt. But again, if I do a shirt or a shirt's made on, say, a black shirt with white writing, and you want it on a gray shirt with black writing, sure. Again, it's all about custom. Your shirt might be different than your son's shirt. It might say the same thing, but it might be on a different color with different color lettering. That's what makes it different and unique, for sure.
I think you're onto something, man. I think you're onto something. Rob, thank you, man, for being unstoppable. Thank you for being on this program. Thank you for just allowing us a peek into your life, man. And just being the type leader that you are, man. I see it all over you. I see it all over the people that you manage. And I haven't met your family, but I'm sure I'll see it all over them one day when we do meet, man. Guys, you've been listening to the Unstoppable program. Thank you for share, subscribe. Listen to back episodes. Go to my website, ralphgravesjr.com, and become part of the community. We have lessons. We have videos on there about being unstoppable. There's some merchandise on there, some unstoppable merchandise. Go pick up my book, Unstoppable, wherever fine books are sold, barnesandnoble.com. You get on my website, ralphgravesjr.com. Wherever fine books are sold, you Google it, you can Amazon it, whatever the case may be, but pick up that book, Unstoppable, guys, and let's be unstoppable together. Thanks again, Rob, and I'll talk to you guys again very soon. God bless.